So what's going on here then? I'm painting one of my bowls. Have I gone mad? Well, yeah, but this is the technique, okay? Now, I'm using acrylic paints, not too thick, definitely not too watery. Over he goes. Go on, Liz. There he is. So satisfying. Now, immediately wash your bowl because acrylic paint, if you're using acrylic paint, turns into plastic, so it'll be a nightmare to get off. So wash it immediately is what I would say. Right, a smaller, so the last one was a bowl, this is a mug. Use old ones or ones you don't like, but you know, it doesn't make any damage to it at all if you just wash it immediately. Okay, so I've mixed up a little bit of red and a little bit of brown, mixed it together to get a reddy brown. Surprise, surprise. So we're going to do some leaves. Practice in your sketchbook. Get a round-ended brush and point... Oh, did it? I thought I was going to do one then. Here we go. Point, push down, pull up. Point, push down, up. Point, push down, up. Practice in your sketchbook. Some of them will be better than others, but it doesn't really matter for this. They don't have to be absolutely perfect. But have a little practice in your sketchbook. It's a nice way of getting a fast leaf. Right, so I've got a bit of green mixed in with a bit of that reddy brown just because it was on the palette. So it's a greeny red, mainly green, I think. And we're going to be putting in some little spiky leaves. I suppose it's a pine leaf, I suppose. Now, what I found with this was, after I'd done 2 or 3 with the same paint on my brush, they look better. So it might be worth your while, once you've got all the paint on, do your first one in your sketchbook, and then you haven't got as much paint on your brush. And it kind of gave it a better, more sort of scratchy look. But, you know, practice. Don't just go straight in for your first picture. Do a couple in your sketchbook just to see if you how you like them. So just filling up some of the gaps in between the red leaves, and these can be scratchy and scrappy, and you know we're not talking perfection here. It's just to add a different colour, a different shape, just makes it a little bit more interesting. Okay, so now I'm going to do some berries, and they're kind of an orange. So the colour I've got for the leaves, I just added some yellow to make more of an orangey colour. If I was doing this on coloured paper, I would use yellow berries, so they'd really pop against the red leaves, but because I'm doing it on white paper, the yellow wouldn't pop as much, so I'm sticking with an orangey kind of theme, making the berries a little bit more yellowy than the actual leaves. The good thing about this design, once you've got it down, you can use this all year round. This is absolutely gorgeous for Christmas with red berries and green leaves. Looks absolutely stunning. So once you've got the general idea, you can mix and match it depending on what the season is. So all we're doing is obviously painting a few circles. That's all we're doing, colouring them in. You can do fat ones, thin ones. It's quite nice to have some by the sort of stalk, like in the centre, and then just a couple just going out a little bit, just makes your wreath a little bit fatter and a little bit more interesting. But you know, wherever you feel you need a berry, just put a berry, I would say. It looked very nice. Eee. And my favourite bit, I've got a bit of that dark green and I'm just doing the tapping on the old pencil to get some like magical sparkly bits, because I always like that effect. So after that, I'm just going to go in with the same dark green and I'm going to just put the little black dots on the berry. I don't know what that's called, but you know, where the stalk would come out, or the bottom, you know what I mean? The bottom, or the bottom bit, the little dot, the berry dot. Yeah, so I'm doing that, as you can see. And here is the finished picture. But hold on a minute, Liz. You said one technique, two outcomes. Yes, I did. Let's have a look at number 2 then. Here we go. Right, look at that. Right in the centre of the bit of paper. It's just a bit of cartridge paper, by the way. It's actually out of my sketchbook. So in the centre, you know the drill. And we just do exactly the same as what we did on the last one, but we go round in a circle. picture, you can put glitter or shiny things on, make it as pretty as you want. You can leave it there, or you can go on and do what we're going to do next. So get ready for your blue tack hack. Blue hack. You might have done this with plasticine when you were at school and forgot all about it. So if you want to make a hole in a bit of paper, plasticine, blue tack, sponge. Sponges aren't that good. In he goes. Nobody got hurt, not even me. Look at that, perfect. So what we're doing now, it's a bit difficult to see. You would cut across. So one side, turn round, do the other side, and then turn him round. Trust me, I'm doing a cross, but you can't see. And then when you've done a cross, go in and sort of make little triangles. So you're cutting in again, then you're cutting in again. There you go. Can you see? Vaguely. It's like the inside of an orange, or you're making a star with your cuts. And then you simply fold them. So I fold them towards me first and then backwards. So hopefully you'll be able to see that. So I fold them towards me, all of them like that. So you're kind of making yourself a little line, a little groove, and then I fold them backwards. So fold them towards you and then fold them backwards. Now, we don't want a perfect circle in this event because a wreath looks better, I think, if it doesn't have a perfect circle, because it's supposed to be made out of leaves, etc. So doing it like this, you'll get kind of like more like a hexagonal shape, which is really nice for the wreath rather than a perfect circle. Okay, there we go. Look, so turn him over, and then you can just chop off those little triangles, and you get quite a nice hexagonal shape. So now just cut around the wreath, just cut a nice circle around him, and then what we'll do is we'll go in and like chop around the berries a little bit and chop around the leaves a little bit, just to make him look a bit jaggedy around the edges. And there he is. Now at this stage you can put glitter, you can glue little embellishments, little beads, make him shiny. You can do whatever you want at this stage. I'm just going to keep it simple because I just wanted to show you the basic technique. And then we're going to get our blue tack and make a little hole at the top and put some string through him. You can use a sharp pencil instead of scissors to make this hole, as an aside. And there he is. So let's have a little look what he looks like hung up.